Good morning. Good morning.
Grand Rising Mike, good picture of you. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
You as well. You did a good job the other night. I meant to tell you. I was going
Oh,
to text you. Very,
thank
very
you.
good. Very, very good. I said, look at my brother.
We're getting better at this thing, aren't we?
I'm telling you, we did a wonderful job. Wonderful. So anyway, yeah. So let me jump on and see. Oh, it's just me and you right now. Huh? Well, I guess it's just 9:11. Just 9:11.
Yeah,
Right.
we got about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes to go.
I got 10:59, but
Yep, 10:59.
uh-huh, on my phone. But it's all good.
That's
It's
all
all
good.
good.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful day out today.
Yes, it's been beautiful here too. It's been hot, but it's been nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday was hot. It was only 80 something. It was 94. And one day, my God, my car was 104. I got in that seat. OMG. I didn't know I had leather seats and I wasn't even thinking. I just sat down. I had on short. I thought I had blisters. I said, "Lord," I jumped up so quick, but it's been really warm. But hey, it's summertime. It's supposed to be warm, so I ain't complaining.
Absolutely.
I'm
I'm
not
loving it.
complaining.
Hey, look,
So,
I'm going to the desert next week. I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona on Monday.
are you really? Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Uh,
Phoenix. I thought about moving there. You
really?
just going for vacation or you just going for
I'm going. I'm
business?
going. I'm going. Yeah, pretty much business. I'm going for a fraternity conference.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll be in meetings predominantly for most of the week, but I'll squeeze in a little R&R.
Fun time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love Phoenix. I love it. They said it's too hot. I said, I said, but it was the first time I visited there. I said, I could live here. I could literally live here. That was, yeah. Well, I hope you have a good time. How long you gonna be there?
About a week.
Are you really? Is your girl
Yeah,
going?
I
She
leave
going with you?
Monday and I return on Sunday.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good time. Make sure
Thank
you get a
you.
little R&R.
I
Get a little
will. I'll
R&R.
squeeze some in.
Yes. Is your girl going with you?
No, no, she's not gonna roll with me this time. We got some stuff planned for the week after.
Oh, are you okay? What you doing the week? Oh, I better stop talking now. It's
Yep.
11. Okay. All right. So,
Good morning. We've got some of our teammates on the line, and we'll wait. We'll give it another couple minutes and see if we have any of our guests sh share with us today.
Hey, great morning, Coach Mike.
Good morning, Diamond Bernadine Kirkland. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm sitting here, just finished up doing a blood type test, and my guest is going to join us. She's just finishing up and going to jump on with us too.
Wonderful,
All right.
wonderful.
Thank you. Looking forward to the presentation today.
Good to see you. Thank
You as
you.
well.
Good morning, Margaret Dorsey. Good to see you this morning. Welcome to the
I was getting ready to
presentation.
say to Bernadine, look at all that long hair. Then I turned on my video. That hair is beautiful, girl. Hey, Mike.
Yes, you guys
You're
are
on
a
mute.
product of the product.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute, Bernadine.
I was just saying, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's doing
Isn't
its own thing, which is wonderful. I didn't even curl. I didn't do anything to it last night, but got up and pulled my bonnet off.
that and this is what we have.
Yeah, this is what we have. Yours is looking pretty too, Margaret.
I mean, it's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's our products. Definitely,
Product of the
definitely.
product. And
Products of the product.
that healthy lifestyle.
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm with a sister that just learned her blood type is a blood type A negative.
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
she's so happy. Look, she can give a
I'm saying I am
testimony.
so happy to finally know this information. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. This is such a blessing for me. I cannot wait to start the journey.
Excellent,
Wonderful.
excellent.
awesome.
Welcome, welcome.
Awesome.
Well, you're hanging out with one of the best of the best, so you're in
Yeah,
good hands.
That's for
absolutely.
Amen.
sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, and she's got an amazing church family that we're going to share this information with. So
That's the way to do it. I spoke to a men's group about a week, 2 weeks ago, and they're excited, and the churches are really receptive for this information.
Okay, yes.
And I did my pickleball group yesterday. Yay, I did 5 people. And we had an A negative, some O's. It was wonderful for people to find out. We're going to stop gossiping and get to business.
All right, we got Nadine and Dr. Betty, and it is 11:04. So
Yes, ma'am.
Great morning.
good morning, great morning. We'll give it one more minute to 11:05, and then we will start our presentation for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up the slideshow. Can everybody see the Akana logo?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Fantastic. And by my watch, my clock, it's 11:05. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Akana Saturday morning
Talking about seniors.
information session, or some of us call it an opportunity meeting. It's an opportunity for us at Akana to share information with you, and it's an opportunity for you as one of our guests to gain some information that we are sharing across the country. We are part of a movement, and it's starting to sink in. That word movement is starting to really get out there, and we are making a major impact in the personalized nutrition world. So hang on. We've got a lot of information to cover in a little bit of time today. And I'd like to introduce myself. I am Coach Mike Newsome. They call me Diamond Mike. Our presentation today will be blood types and blue zones. And I might even throw in another B, bioscans. You know, we have a tremendous system that we use, technology, science, and it's just so excited about where we're going with our movement. I'm the owner of Blue Moon Health and Wellness located in Richmond, Virginia. I am a HIPAA certified wellness coach. I am a certified nutrition coach, and I am a founding level distributor with Akana. And it's just an honor and a pleasure to be with you this afternoon to be able to share this information. Those of you who are guests, you're sharing this presentation with some of our top leaders, and we just welcome you to share this next 45 minutes, 40 minutes with us. Akana, the big company with the small company with the beautiful name. The meaning of Akana means in the hands of God. And I say a small company, but we are a multi-million-dollar company, and we are rapidly growing. And we feel that we have a mission and a purpose, and we truly do feel that we are in the hands of God. Our company was launched in April of 2019, April 20th to be specific, with a line of CBD products and essential oils. And in 2020, we've expanded to include a line of wellness and weight management products. In 2021, we introduced the Flat Belly Lifestyle, our premier product line. We have over 27,000 customers. This slide is slightly outdated. At this point, we're over 30,000 customers, and our company is very community minded. We reinvest 1% of our gross profits to empower underserved communities, and we pride ourselves on 5-star customer support. So as you can see, if you look at these dates, the company was actually launched during the pandemic, and we've survived the pandemic. We are and growing by leaps and bounds right now. So let's talk about the problem. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're going to be talking about personal health care. We're going to be talking about taking care of yourself. We're going to be talking about the issues that's facing our society. We're going to not only talk about issues, we're going to talk about solutions offered also. So we're going to pivot. I'm going to lay out some issues that we all know about that's going on in the world and in our culture and in our community. And then we're going to pivot and talk a little bit about the solution in the form of a product our product line from Makana, and then we're going to tie it all together in terms of how we can network together and strengthen our movement by working together using a proven business platform. So let's talk about the problem. The problem in the United States is we make bad choices. What we're looking at on this slide represents the choices that we're making in American society and really in the world culture today, because the standard American diet has been exported all over the world, and the problems that have been prevalent in America are now showing up in other countries that didn't have these problems. But it's whether we choose the original diet, which is fresh fruits, colorful vegetables, that our body recognizes as food, or do we choose the new diet, the standard American diet, the standard world diet, where it's full of processed food, processed ingredients, fried foods, sugar, packed full of sugar, salt, and additives. And unfortunately, a lot of our uh, people in the world today are making the choice toward the new diet. And as a result, we are committing with a term that's been coined by our brilliant CEO, Melissa Boston. We call it suicide. We are actually digging our graves with our fork. Isn't that unfortunate? So, as a result of us digging our graves with our forks, we are creating a health crisis. We have created a health crisis, and you have to just look around and you can see it. Heart disease, cancer, juvenile diabetes, shortened lifespans. When you kind of tie it to a biblical concept, when you read the early stages of the Bible, the early books of the Bible, you see that men were living thousands of years. And then over time, we started living less and less, 900 years, 800 years, 700 years. You can see the decline in our physical condition over time, but it's being accelerated even more based on the culture and our lifestyle. You can see it in the form of these diseases right here. Did you know that in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease, or the silent killer? And I did the updated research and looked at what the numbers look like in 2025, and the numbers have not moved. And as much information and technology and science that we've had, we still have not moved the needle on cardiovascular disease. About 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. The damage is done, but the person is not even aware of it. And an even more alarming statistic is that the trends are moving younger. They're moving in the wrong direction. They're impacting our young people. 14 and 19-year-olds are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. Another frightening statistic, if you're in the African American community, do you know what the significance is? The significance is of being age 45 for being an African American? Is that you are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. So let's put a definition on heart disease, or from the scientific terminology, atherosclerosis. And if what you're looking at on this screen is the progression of heart disease. You're looking at on the far left, on my far left, where it's clear, the endothelium, which is the inner wall of your blood vessels, are clear. That's when you're young and healthy, and you haven't ingested those things that cause plaque. And plaque is fatty deposits that deposit themselves on the inner lining of your cardiovascular system, your arteries, and your arteries. So as you can see, over time, it starts to get more and more buildup, more and more plaque, to the point where it goes from optimal, where you're clear, borderline, where you see in beginning stages, where it's high, and then it's at the dangerous level where it's a blocked artery, which manifests itself in heart attacks and strokes. So, as a company, we recognize these things are going on, and we developed a vision. Our vision is a world where everyone has access to nutrition and the resources that they need to thrive and create healthier, wealthier, more resilient communities. That's why we have these information sessions to help get this word out, to spread the message. Through our blood type campaign, we're empowering millions of families to discover their blood type and embrace the 5 steps of generational health, a very simple, personalized roadmap to wellness. And by fostering these habits, we aim to break the cycles of poverty, disease, and we are determined to build a foundation of generational health and prosperity. So, we're a company and we're a business, but we also have a very bright vision for this world. And that's why we do what we do. So let's talk about 5 keys to why these problems impact communities. One that may have gotten you to this meeting today, lack of understanding of blood types. That question of do you know your blood type is just, phenomenal because it just opens up so many doors and so many opportunities for us to share information. Did you know that your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than your race, culture, or geography? It's a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide of how you can live most healthfully. And this is becoming more and more accepted globally, and we are a major reason for it. And like I mentioned earlier, we're on a mission. We have a cause, and Akana is committed to helping 1 million families learn their blood type. And so some basics about blood type, there are only four core blood types. You may hear people say I'm an A minus or positive or negative. For purposes of our conversation today, we're just going to stick with the basics. A, B, O, and AB. You are one of these 4 blood types. And like I said earlier, it's a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you just as surely as your DNA. So just a little bit about what each one of these means, because when I ask people, do they know their blood type? Some may say yes. Probably 7 out of 10 say no. But when someone says, yeah, I know what it is, I said, well, do you know what that means? And then probably about 9 out of 10 people say, no, I don't know what it means. So I'm very open to be able to share information. I'm excited to be able to share people with who's an A. I think we said we had some A's on the presentation today. And if you know your blood type, drop it in the chat, and then I'll come back and we'll see who we're talking to today. Because not only is it a genetic marker, which your blood type is, it's also there are certain personality traits that are connected to being a certain blood type. So A is an agrarian, which means your ancestors were probably vegetarian and that you thrive very well on fruits and vegetables. B is that your body chemistry is more balanced and your ancestors adapted to harsh climates and diverse populations. If you're an O, that is the oldest blood type, and your ancestors evolved as hunters and gatherers. You have strong survival instincts and a strong acidic base in your immunosystem. And if you're AB, you are the most rare, the rarest of the rare ABs. You guys are the modern blood type. You represent the emerging of the union of the A and B blood type, embodying complexity and adaptability. So if you have a blood type A in your midst, make sure that you lock in with them because they are a very special breed. And again, your blood type is the key to your body's immune system. It controls the influence of viruses, bacteria, infections, chemical stress, and an assortment of invaders or condition that could compromise your immune system. That's why it's so important that you have that piece of information. Because what it could do, it could be the difference maker in terms of how you are managing your nutrition. And you see the contrast in these 2 images right here, because if you are eating to your blood type and you're eating foods that are compatible and consistent with your gut, because your gut is such a major part of your immune system. Things are going to flow and things are going to work the way that they're supposed to work internally. But if you look at the gentleman on the far right, I call him, looks like Wreck-It Ralph. We'll call him Ralph. If you eat the way that Ralph is eating, he's not eating to his blood type. And as you can see, as a result, he's experiencing the side effects of inflammation, digestion, and weight gain. So what happens when you eat against your blood type? So when you eat foods against your blood type, there's proteins that are called lectins that interact with your blood types. And if the lectins and your blood type are not compatible, it causes what's called agglutination. And that's a clumping of bacteria or red cells that are in your system. I showed you that slide a little bit earlier. You saw that plaque build up. That's what agglutination is, where you have that plaque or clumping of bacteria in your system. And as beautifully and wonderfully that we're made, our immune system is designed to protect us from lectins, but when we are continually overloading our system, it causes problems. So that's why we say, this is posed as a question. Learn your blood type. I'll take away that question mark and just make it as a statement. Learn your blood type. Because what it does, it gives you the power in your hands to break the power of the generational cycle. Often, we see the result of our generational eating habits, where you see commonalities from generation to generation. Mama had it, grandmama had it, great grandmama had it, because why? Maybe they didn't have that information about blood type, and they were eating foods generationally that antagonizing the system, which you can see it in the manifestation of sickness and disease that seems to be generational. But we can break that cycle. So why is it so important that you have this information? They often give it to you when you become a blood donor. In my case, that's kind of how I knew for years what my blood type was, to have my donor card. And I would look on it and say, oh, I'm an O. So when I lost my card, when I got involved with this movement, and I went and asked my doctor, my experience was they didn't have it because I hadn't had any major surgeries, and they had a file on me that was yay thick, but truly they didn't have that information. And I found that to be true in a lot of cases, that typical mainstream medicine is just starting to wake up to the power of the blood type. But in reference to this slide right here, yes, because if you're given the wrong blood type, yes, it can kill you. All blood types are not compatible with each other. O is the universal donor. O can give to everyone, but can only receive from another O. And then the A's and the ABs and the B's, you have to be careful about how those bloods are interacted, especially during a transfusion, because yes, it can kill you. And it's just as if you eat the wrong food, eating foods are full of lectins that are incompatible with your blood type. Over time, these things are slowly eating away at the power of your immune system. If you think back through the pandemic, what was the issue? Compromised immune systems. COVID-19 really was just a very strong and powerful form of a cold, but because our immune system was so compromised as a culture, you saw what it did. You saw how many people lost their lives because they had weak immune systems. So what does it mean to eat to your blood type? There's this is based on data and science. This is not something that we made up. This is based on decades of research. And on the right, you'll see this book called Eat Right for Your Type. It was developed by Dr. Peter J. Diamo. And actually, Dr. Diamo is a second generation naturopath. His father, I think his father's name was James, started the science and the research, and his son Peter picked it up and continued to bring it into where we are today. And as you can see, this is a sample avoid list. And if you get with the person who invited you here today, they have a lot more detailed information about what's beneficial for you as a particular blood type, what's neutral for you, and what and foods you should avoid. So this is a sample avoid list for the 4 blood types. So let's take a blood type B. And sometimes I hate being the messages to blood type Bs and ABs because number one on the list, on the avoid list, is chicken. And chicken for lots of people is a staple in their diet. When you talk to people about, are you eating healthy? They say, yeah, I don't eat beef, I don't eat red meat, but I eat chicken and fish. So well, that's cool. However, if you're blood type B, you're actually working against yourself. So chicken, avocados, black beans, seafood, and some shellfish like crab and lobster are not uh, good to eat for blood type B. They produce those lectins that we were talking about that are incompatible with your blood type, which causes those immunoreactions. So you can see on this chart, for each blood type, there are foods that you should stay away from. And again, the person who invited you here has lots of good information to share with you concerning not only avoid food, but food that you should be eating that will be compatible with your blood type. So, you ask the question, why am I just learning about the foods that impact my blood, my blood type? Why that book that I just showed you, Eat Right for Your Type, was released in 1996, and it's just starting to come to the surface. And we as a company are probably, we're the tip of the spear. We're really leading the charge out there with getting this information out. Dr. Diamo has his own way of getting the information out, but I think what we're doing is probably the most aggressive uh, form of information sharing about this particular concept. And it's now becoming more mainstream. Our CEO shared some information the other night where that they are now starting to teach the impact of blood type in eating and the whole concept into medical schools. So again, we are groundbreaking and we are the tip of the spear. And like I just said, why don't we know? Because it isn't taught in medical school and it isn't promoted by Big Pharma. And as you know, those are the 800-pound gorillas in the room. They are the ones who move the needle when it's big information. If it's not, approved by Big Pharma, and they're trying to suppress it, chances are you're not going to know about it. And there are examples where big business has put corporate profits over people. And these are some examples. Cigarettes, at one time, cigarettes was promoted as healthy. If you go back into the maybe 50s and 60s, you'll see commercials where doctors are smoking and saying it's okay. Trans fat, things that we were putting into our foods that we thought and that they promoted as being healthy, found that are carcinogenic. 5G cell phones, and now that they're up to even higher G cell phones, and we're putting these devices to our heads, and they're full of radioactive, energy, and it's having an impact. Genetically modified organisms or GMOs are things created in the labs that's introduced in our foods that's changing the genetic structure of our food that we're ingesting, and it's causing issues. And probably the biggest and most well-known marketing campaign ever and most successful was the Got Milk campaign. That was a campaign that was started by a cooperative of farmers to promote their business in California. They invested $20 million to come up with a pool of money to do this marketing campaign, and it produced over $2 billion in revenue. Milk does the body good. No, it doesn't. The human beings are the only race that drinks the milk of another species. And, that's obviously that's something that's incompatible. So we have to understand that and, separate the marketing from the reality. So what countries adhere to the blood type philosophy? Japan is, and when you compare Japan to the United States in terms of life expectancy, Japan is number one at the average age. The life expectancy age is 84.6. In the United States, the most technologically advanced country in the world, we are 50th, and the average age for the majority is 76. And if you shine the spotlight on African Americans, that goes down to 71.8. So just take 5 years off the top if you're an African American living the standard American lifestyle in the US. So we're offering some options. By following the blood type diet and the evidence that's been showed is that you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections, and you can start defending yourself against some of these illnesses that we see every day. You can work down to your ideal weight. You can reverse the aging process, and you can cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. So, what we're sharing with the information that we're sharing is how to manage and how to deal with a natural process. A natural process of aging is called oxidation. And oxidation is the deterioration of your cells. And we've identified ways to manage oxidation. How do you deal with oxidation? You deal with it with antioxidants. The opposite. Mother Nature has given us fruits and vegetables, has given us the tools we need to fight to fight oxidation. And within the foods that we see in the nuts and the berries and the vegetables and the dark chocolate is nutrients called phytonutrients, which have those antioxidant abilities and that can help cleanse your body, detox your body, and balance out the process of oxidation. One of the things that we've identified is a omega-3 deficiency through our culture. And when you experience an omega-3 deficiency, you experience issues like cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, such as Alzheimer and dementia, chronic inflammation, metabolic health, diabetes, cancer, obesity, metabolic syndrome, weaken the immune function, all the things that we see when we look out across the landscape of the country. These are the things that are most prevalent in
What you
those of
say?
our people who have succumbed to sickness
What
and
you say?
disease. And we've identified it through
Don't
technology
play
of
today, no.
if we can mute our phones, that would be very helpful to me. Who's ever on iPhone 202, please mute your phone. So,
Thank you. Okay.
so going forward, we understand that there is a trend in omega-3 deficiency, as well as unhealthy gut. We talked a little earlier about how important the gut is to our immune system. The gut is actually 70% of our immune system. It's kind of like a second brain. And it's because there's so much going on in the microbiome. And when we have signs of gut issues, we have digestive issues and weakened immune system, malabsorption, nutritional deficiencies, inflammation, skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions. All of these things are very familiar to each and one of us, each and every one of us, because we see it every day. All you have to do is look around, and we've identified where it's coming from. We see it in the distended bellies. We see it in the lack of waste being eliminated from the body. And it's all because of unhealthy gut and based on the fact that we're not uh, eating consistently that our bodies are designed to. Another issue that we have in our gut is parasites. You know, uh, if you eat animal protein and even if you eat vegetables, these parasites are microscopic and they are embedded in the animals. If you've ever seen, how they care for the animals that we ingest, the chickens, the pigs, and the cows, you can very easily see where parasites come from. And it's not a pretty sight on how they house these animals because basically they're just, they've created them to be a part of the food chain and they develop systems that's e efficient economically, but as you can see how they're cared for the animals. That's why there's the trend toward grass-fed and free range. They try to duplicate natural conditions, but when you talk about a mass production situation, it's not going to happen. So you're talking about animals who are living in unclean, unhealthy environments they're going to have parasites. Okay, so just a fact of life. And then even on the fruits and vegetables, why do they spray fruits and vegetables with pesticides? To kill the parasites, because the parasites they need food too. So they find a host either in an animal or in a plant, and they live there. But when we ingest those things, that's how they get into our immune system. So we have to deal with the parasite invasion that has occurred in our body. So what is the solution? We laid out some health issues that's occurring. We laid out some dietary issues that's happening. So now we know that the solution is, part of it is eating to your blood type. Start eating foods that's consistent with your biochemistry so that you can start aligning your lifestyle with the way that your body was created. But we also have the company was developed and created to address these issues. And let's look at some of the creative and innovative solutions that we have to deal with some of these metabolic issues that we're dealing with in our society today. So I'm going to read you this disclaimer because we're going to be talking about some products. And our products are not designed to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided is for informational purposes and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements, and individual results may vary. And we are working with some of the top physicians and naturopaths in the industry, but we always want you to make sure that you check with your personal healthcare professional. So we know foundation. Do you know your blood type? We know that that's a baseline that where we want to start, so we know how to direct information flow based on that specific piece of information. And as a result of knowing your blood type, we know that we can identify what foods can heal you and what foods can harm you. We also know, so what we've done, we've put together some packages that's going to help you ascertain this information. So option number one is the basic protocol. We want to be able to identify your blood type. So we have a package that you can order that will have a blood type test in it, but it will also introduce you to our product line in the form of bitters, which is a 4-day blood cleansing detox, our baseline protocol, as well as our flat belly fuel, which is our plant-based protein, which is designed to be compatible with all blood types. We are the first blood type compatible product that's out there on the market. And so we have two options. One is with the blood type test included for $59, and one that has the blood type test excluded for $49.95. But it makes sense to get kit option number one because you're going to need the blood type kit. If you already know yours, chances are there's going to be someone in your family or in your inner circle that doesn't know. And again, my experience was the doctors didn't know it, and they were going to charge my insurance an exorbitant amount of money to do a very simple test. And I got that same exact test that's on that screen right there and did it myself. I poked my little finger, got a little drop of blood, and guess what? I confirmed that was a blood type O. So that's option number one to get you started and get you on the right path. And how does the detoxification protocol work? Basically, it's a tea that is very strong, very acidic, but it helps cleanse your body. It's going to boost digestion by stimulating the production of enzymes, bile, and stomach acid. It's going to help regulate your appetite and reduce cravings for unhealthy foods. It's going to support liver detoxification, eliminate fat-soluble toxins through your bloodstream and make through your digestive system. It's going to alkalize the body and reduce inflammation, and it's going to improve the function of your microbiome. This is a very, very basic start, but it's very powerful. So what are these? What is the detox going to target? It's going to target the things that we were talking about so far all morning. Antioxidant production. It's going to introduce antioxidants into your system. It's going to introduce omega fatty acids. It's going to introduce the prebiotic and the probiotic fiber into your diet. It's going to eliminate those parasites, and it's going to support your blood type health. So our flat belly fuel in our product line is going to be a cornerstone to helping you address your any issues that you may have and get you a baseline and get you compatible with eating to your blood type. So option two is we can help you develop a personalized wellness plan based on your blood type. We have technology, what's called a bioscan, and it's an amazing device where it's 85 to 95% accurate, where we could do a digital assessment of over 30 different systems internally. It's 85 to 95% accurate, and we're going to be able to look at what's happening with your cardiovascular system, your cerebral vascular system, blood flow to your brain, your liver, your kidneys, lungs. It's amazing. So get with the person who invited you here and get your bioscan done and use that in conjunction with information you have from your doctor. And chances are it's going to be very consistent. And then you can start developing a personalized wellness plan. So then you move up a notch in our protocol. We've gone from a 4-day bitters cleanse where you're basically drinking a colonic tea. Now you're moving up to the 7-day flat belly starter protocol, which is a 7-day process that is proven to be effective in helping you eliminate the waste out of your system. If you look at this image on day one, you can see the distended belly. You can see the belly slipping over the jeans in day one, and you can see in day number 7, you can see the results. And this part of our protocol is we don't want you doing any heavy physical exercise. We don't want you lifting weights and the whole life. This was strictly done using this 3-system product line that you see in front of you, consisting of a liquid colonic, a mucus and parasite remover, and a superfoods that's designed to help restore and regenerate your body. So we have the purifier, the eliminator, and the regenerator. And then this also within this package, we have a comprehensive chart that talks about the foods that you should and should not eat based on your blood type. So as you can see, this core line of products right here is the foundation of making a big difference in your current health situation. And then we expanded it out from 7 days to 21 days. When you're ready and when you're disciplined enough and your why is big enough, you move to the 21-day reset. And that's when you're really going to see a difference. It takes 21 days to change a habit, but the 7-day gets you started. I introduce my new people to the 7-day because it takes discipline. One of the things that we have to continue to coach our people on is that there's no such thing as, get rich overnight, and there's no situation as you're going to get well overnight. It may have taken you 10, 20, 30 years to, this gentleman right here, Billy, to get that day one belly. That didn't happen in one day. But guess what? In 21 days, he was able to drop 30 pounds of waste from his system using the 21-day reset. So we get you using the products, we get you to understand the philosophy, we introduce the product lines to you, we share the technology with you, and post-cleanse, we have a product that is called Hemp Govee. It's not just coming soon, it has arrived. And it will help you, just like the product you may see that has a similar name on the commercials, where they're injecting themselves with a pharmaceutical drug that if you take it away, causes all kind of while you're injecting it and when you take it away, causes side effects. We have an all-natural product that is going to replicate what that product does, or that product actually replicates what we do to help suppress your appetite and to help move you into a better place, called Hemp Govee, and it is here. So get back with the person to get more information on that groundbreaking product. And like it says here, it'll allow you to burn fat naturally. It'll boost your metabolism, it'll curb your appetite, support digestive health, and overall gut balance. And you're not going to have those horrible side effects that they say at the end of those commercials. So here are some real life examples of some people who have gone through our 21-day protocol. You see Tanisha P here. She was down 15 pounds in 21 days. You see this young lady right here. Day one, look at that. And look at day 20, day one, day 21. Significant results simply by eating to the blood type and detoxing her system. Here's some more examples. And these are people who are they're reps in our company. These aren't paid actors. These are people who have gone through the process, who've disciplined themselves to make the changes necessary, and you can see the results. Amazing. And this young lady right here, Miss Yvette, she was so excited about her results. She wrote a book, her guide to her 100-day weight loss, and our protocol was a major part of it. And some more recent evidence, um, these three ladies right here, led by Miss Ernestine Davis. These ladies are championship uh, fitness athletes, and they placed Ernestine, she placed top 5 in a bikini contest at 63 years young. And she says that switching to foods tailored to her blood type helped me lose belly fat, improve her digestion, and achieve 4th place in a bikini contest at 63 years old. And the other 2 ladies with her are her proteges, and they all are top place finishers in these fitness contests. So, guys, we have evidence. And here we go again. I think I overloaded my presentation with this. As you can see, they are walking, talking, living examples of the success that you can have by making adjustments in your lifestyle. So, my personal testimony, well, let me stop for a minute and let's see where we're at. And does anybody have a personal testimony they'd like to share about using our product line? I usually have my business partner, Cece, but I think she's on a cruise right now, and she has a phenomenal story. And in my case, I know that by changing my diet and changing some of my athletic protocols. I was suffering with a sciatic nerve. I changed my eating habits, and I was having challenges with high blood pressure. In both cases, those things have been addressed through eating to my blood type. Is there anyone who's on our team who'd like to have a quick moment to give a quick testimony?
Coach Mike, I can give a testimony. Hey, first of all,
Go right
great
ahead.
presentation.
Yeah.
Um, ever since I became part of Akana, it's been like a teaching. It's just like I'm in institution. I'm in a university. Constantly learning. I was very fit at one time for a long time until menopause hit. And when menopause hit, everything, hormones, metabolic issues, all those things happened. A lot of weight gain that you couldn't even control. The things I've been doing for 40 something plus years did not work. Didn't matter what if I ate just green bean today. It didn't matter. You were still gaining weight because hormone. They said, well, it's not your food, it's your hormones. If you can't get, you got to get them back in balance for you to get weight gain. So after 6.5 years of 6.5 years of weight gain, by the time after menopause, when menopause stopped, the weight gain stopped. And then I was stuck for about almost 70 pounds of weight gains. I was gaining about 11 or so pounds a year. And so I tried everything, nothing worked. But when I came to Akana, that young lady, Ernestine, she told me, she said, because I was telling her, she said, well, everybody deserves a flat belly. Not really thinking it would work because I tried so many things. And also being in that issue, having those issues pushed me into some health issues that I've never endured before. I've never wanted, even though they ran in my family. I said, I'm not ever going to do that. But it pushed me into pre-diabetic, other things went up, and I was just shaking my head, but I kept trying. They couldn't help me. I said, well, I'm gonna figure this thing out. Well, through the economy, because I have A1Cs that were running between 6.2, 6.4, 6.2, 6.4. They said you are diabetic at 6.5. So I kept jumping between 6.2, 6.4. And the last time I had gone to my doctor, I was back at I had was 6.2 prior to that, because every 3 months, and I was 6.3 like 3 months ago. Well, I went to my doctor a week ago. Went to my doctor, and when they checked my A1Cs, it was 6.3 prior to 3 months ago, and when I went last week, it had gone down to 5.9, and that was because she said what you are doing is working. You know, because my doctor, she believes in the blood type and eating for your blood and all those things as well. She said it's finally catching up, it's working, and I said, and I attribute all that. And then, like eating something raw every day. I just continued to try to get my body back into balance, because I never was going to give up. And this lifestyle really, really helped to change that. And so that is my testimony. What I'm sticking with. At least that's one testimony.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And I'm looking through the chat. I see we got some ABs, so we do have some special people here. We got some O's, got some A's. So we got a good representation here. So thank you guys for participating, and thank you for your testimony, Rachel. It's amazing on what knowledge and information can do. And that's why it's important that we continue on in our journey in our cause. So let me get back to, okay. So another phase of what we have in our arsenal is we have the knowledge that there's a connection between cannabis and good health and the blood type, because we've identified that cannabis is a product that can reduce inflammation. It can help manage stress, and it can help improve digestion. So we know that it's a chemical process that interacts well with the body. And because your body is actually designed with a system called the endocannabinoid system that is receptive to THC. And the receptors on some of your major organs, and it brings your body into balance. Now, of course, cannabis and THC has gotten a bad name over the years for many reasons. Initially, probably more political than anything else. But science backs up what we're saying. It's being used in more creative forms than ever. There's the discussion about legality, illegality. We manage our company in a way that we are in compliance with all legal laws, but we know that endocannabinoid system is highly effective in terms of issues uh, that we see every day, like things like anxiety and diet, appetite control. We've taken the best, because CBD is a natural compound, and it occurs in industrial hemps, and it's second most common next to Delta 9, and it's non-psychotropic. So we're preparing and sharing with you a solution that is going to provide the health without the high. Okay. Uh, so we've incorporated that into some of our product line. We have proprietary blends of herbs and botanicals to help elevate your well-being. We've got tinctures, we've got gummies that are highly effective to help you enhance creativity, helps you sleep. We even have raw cannabis, which if you want the psychotropic effect, if you heat what's called THCA, you're going to have that effect. But you can blend the raw flower into smoothies. You can eat it raw, and you're going to be able to deal with issues such as arthritis, autoimmune disorder, anti-inflammation, neuroprotective. All of these things have been found to be positive, have THC and THCA have positive effect on these issues. We have a product in our arsenal called RSO concentrate or Rick Simpson oil, which is again is another concentrated a form of the THC and allows you to manage issues of pain, anxiety, sleep, Parkinson's, proving that we've got documented evidence. So we shift our attention slightly to a business perspective. So we talked about we talked about the why. We've talked about the prevalence of cardiovascular, the prevalence of atherosclerosis. We talked about how it disappropriately impacts, various communities, especially in the African American community. So that represents millions and millions of people. So when you look at it from a business perspective, would you agree that healthcare is a huge market? That's why pharmaceutical companies are who they are, because it's such a huge market. So if you narrow the market down to just the global cannabis market, it's a $28 billion market now, and it's going to expect it to be over 197 billion in the next 3 to 5 years. So we're in a market that's in a growth spiral, growth curve. Okay, so we're going to be able to take advantage of that market by teaching people how to transform their diet and improve their health. We have a wide variety of products that we can offer. As you can see, from energy, we have a tremendous plant-based coffee. One of the things with a blood type O is caffeine. So I had to get off of the caffeine for sure. And now the only coffee I drink is either some form of decaffeinated or our purely plant-based coffee. And it's amazing. We have essential oils. We have pain relief, which is one of our leading products. We have the ladies that before the meeting started, they were discussing the state of their health hair. I really am not having that issue right now. However, their hair that I'm seeing is beautiful, it's growing, and they attribute it to the hair products that we use. And we even have some culinary food items that you can incorporate. So, the foundation of what we're doing in our information meeting today is sharing the gift of health. We want to be able to inspire others to create generational health with our products and to be able to break that cycle. So we've got a couple different values that we can offer. I talked a little bit earlier about the technology with the bioscan that's going to identify what's going on with your vitamins and minerals. We're going to be able to identify what's going on in your gut. We're going to be able to identify an omega-3 panel. All this is within our technology, well over $1,000 value. And if you get back to the person who invited you here, they're going to be able to show you how to access these things for as little as $189. And when you enroll in our auto ship program, you're going to be able to receive some upgrades to these tests and just get back with the person who invited you here. They're going to be able to walk you through how you can take advantage of utilizing our auto ship as well as our technology services. We offer you the opportunity to connect with us and to join our mission, to be able to go out and take advantage of the momentum that we've created in the marketplace. You're going to be seeing us popping up on social media. You're going to be seeing us popping up in mainstream media. You're going to see us popping up in your churches. We're coming. So when you hear people talking about blood type, you're going to know who's at the tip of the spear, who's pushing this message, and it's going to be us. So if you want to connect with us, if our message resonates with you, become a wellness ambassador or a certified coach. That's what attracted me, to be able to become a coach and be trained by the top naturopaths in the nation, how to learn this information and how to be able to share it so that we can impact lives. And from a business perspective, we're going to be able to earn commissions on the product volume that we create, not just by what we do personally, but by building networks and putting together teams. We're going to be able to amplify our efforts, 100-fold. And that's the goal. And then we can show you how to the ambassador pack. It's only $3.99, and what that does, it gets you into the game. The $3.99 package gets you the 21-day reset so that you can try the products, so that you can understand what you have your hands on, and then they put you on the team where we can now start strategizing on how to take this product, this core product. How do we take it to the market? How do we mass market this? We have a team, we have leadership, we have a system, we have technology, but we want to bring your know-how in, bring access to your sphere of influence, expand the circle, and we can all benefit from it from a business perspective. Then we have a certified wellness pack, which is even larger, which brings you into our coaches program, where it gives you more product. It allows you to participate in our marketing plan at an even higher level, and it gets you into the training program. This is another way to get involved, and this is how to do it from a smart way to do it from a business perspective. But at a minimum, get in the game, and then based on how big your vision is, we can work with you at a higher level. One of the things that we talked about, I call them blood types and blue zones. As a result of introducing this blood type information to our culture and our society, the ultimate goal is to be able to create blue zones. If you don't know what a blue zone is, it's only six of these zones across the country where they've identified the people who live in these zones. They eat far less animal meat. They eat more of a Mediterranean style diet, and they live longer than the average individual. And that's right in the range of 100 years old. There's only one of these zones in the United States, and that's in Loma Linda, California. But in order to have a blue zone community, guess what? We need a blue zone neighborhood. In order to have a blue zone neighborhood, guess what? We need to have a blue zone household. In order to have a blue zone household, we got to have a blue zone life. So we are taking the challenge of going household to household, person to person, sharing this message of eating to your blood type, creating blue zones, creating blue zone communities, and let's create a blue zone country in a blue zone world. We can do this, guys. We have the knowledge, we have the information, and our goal is to help as a corporate entity. What Akana's mission is to help 1.5% of the people in the United States. That represents 5 million people. So we've narrowed the scope a little bit. If we can touch 5 million people, looking at this from a business perspective, at $50, which is what we were talking about, was the average price of the auto ship, that's $250 million in sales. And if 80% of the people reject you, yes, we're going to still impact 1 million people. And that's going to create a tremendous, tremendous opportunity for us as a business, as a company, and you as an individual. So where are we at as a company? We are still young. We're over 6 years old, and according to the studies, according to the business studies, 80% of the wealth of a company is distributed to the first 100 to 150,000 people involved. So we're still in that formulating, pioneering stages. And according to Harvard, not Mike Newsome, when you're looking at businesses like this, when you're looking at a business opportunity, you want to look at a company that's at least 18 months old, because 90% of these companies fail after their first 18 months. I just shared with you that we're over 6 years old now. So we have stability, we have a strong foundation, we have leadership, we have technology. And again, we are still we're in that sweet spot that if you work with us and you get with us, you're going to be able to ride that upward trend from pioneering formulation to momentum. And that's where we're heading, guys. The message is resonating out there in the community. People are starting to understand what it means to eat to the blood type. We're being asked to speak in churches. We're being asked to speak at events. We're being asked to speak at family reunions. We're getting out and people are listening to what we have. And we're being specifically trained on this philosophy, and we are the leading experts. So what we say to you guys, we just shared a lot of potential. We feel strongly that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, and I'm going to wrap up because I think we're right at time. So it's been a pleasure to be able to share this information with you. So in closing, I would say, if you're one of our guests, welcome. I know I spoke fast. I know I shared a lot of information in a short period of time. So what I will implore you to do is get back with the person who invited you here. Set up a one-on-one with them. Let them answer your questions. Let them fill in the gaps or some of the things I discussed today. You know, worldwide personalized healthcare is a huge, huge subject. And it's hard to cover everything in, 45 minutes. We have other opportunities for you to get information. We have other ways for you to get connected. But you must get back with the person who invited you here. They will share the information. They will connect you to our team. Meet our people, meet some of our leaders, and join us on this mission. So with that being said, I will offer the opportunity for some of our leaders to come in and offer a word to help close us out. Thank you. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you today.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Hey, Cherie, thank
Great
you. You're very welcome.
presentation.
Mike, you knocked it out the park.
Yes, you
Thank
did.
you.
Great
Oh,
Phenomenal job,
presentation.
Mike.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal as usual.
Fantastic, Mike. And I sent a text out to you. I know you weren't able to look at it while you were doing your presentation, and I sent it to several other people that I'm going to do a quick training, for about 15 minutes, just to help anybody that's a presenter, to give you a couple of tips that'll help you in your presentation. So that'll be when we close out.
Okay, that'd be excellent, Dr. Ross. Thank you for sharing the information. So with that being said, does any of our leaders have a final word before we allow Dr. Ross to train us on some information? And seeing none, let me see, I'm looking through the chat and I don't see any. So with that being said, that will formally end the information session for today. And will turn this over to Dr. Ross to turn this over to the training portion. Thank you.
Okay, I want to make sure that we're completely done. If you're a guest here, you're welcome to leave at this time. You're welcome to stay if you like, but we're just going to share some information. 15 minutes. We know there's some things going on in Chicago, so I won't belabor. But for anyone that is normally doing presentations or wants to desire to do presentations, I just want to share just a couple of quick tips that I thought about while we were sitting here, especially when you're doing what Mike just did. When you're the one that's hosting the presentation and there's nobody co-hosting with you, when you are by yourself, there's a couple of things I want to show you, and I'm gonna, I think I closed my other device so I can show you, because I can't show you. I'm sorry, let's stop.